I'm 32 male and my wife is 31 female. We've been married a little over 3 years, together for about 7 total. A few days ago, I got a Facebook message from a woman who said she's married to a man who's been having an affair with my wife. She told me her husband has a history of cheating and she's been dealing with his lies for a long time. She finally got sick of it and decided to hire a private investigator about 6 months ago to trail him and collect evidence. According to her, for the first few months, her husband was involved with some other woman. Then, somewhere along the way, my wife came into the picture. She said it's been going on for months now. She sent me an Excel sheet that the private investigator put together. It lists a ton of places, times, and dates where her husband met up with my wife. Restaurant names, parks, coffee shops, even a few out-of-the-way hotels that I've never heard her mention before. It's extremely detailed, but there's no photos or videos yet. No text messages or anything like that, just the spreadsheet. She said she's still gathering everything and will be sending more proof later. Right now, I feel completely lost. I haven't told anyone about any of this. This is the first time I'm telling anybody. I haven't confronted my wife yet, nor do I plan to until I have some concrete proof. I've just been acting like everything's normal, but my mind is racing 24/7. I barely slept the last few nights. I keep telling myself maybe this woman's wrong. Maybe she got something mixed up. But at the same time, somewhere in the back of my mind, a bit of doubt's starting to wake up. I don't want to accuse her of something without hard proof, though. The woman who messaged me said she's filing for divorce and plans to take her husband to the cleaners. She said she's gathering everything carefully so that it's airtight in court. We live in an at-fault state, so if cheating is proven, it actually matters in divorce proceedings. We have a lot tied together. We bought a house 2 years ago. I paid the full down payment myself, and I've been covering the mortgage mostly on my own because I make more. If this ends in divorce, I stand to lose a lot, and I don't want to walk into anything without knowing what I'm doing. Part of me's thinking maybe I should talk to a lawyer first, just to understand my options. But I also don't want to overreact if somehow this isn't what it looks like. I don't know how to act around her right now. Every time she talks to me or smiles or touches me, I feel sick. I can't tell if she notices something's off with me yet. Has anyone else been in this spot before? What should I be doing right now? Update 1. A quick update to my original post. I've been going through the spreadsheet the other man's wife sent me. I decided to sit down with it properly and compare it to what I actually remember. Just pulled up old messages between me and wife while she was out. There are at least 2 entries that line up exactly with things my wife told me. One was a night she said she had to meet with a difficult client last minute. She'd already told me we'd grab dinner that evening. Then, around 4 p.m., she texted that her boss wanted her to handle something personally because the client was unhappy with a campaign draft. I remember because I ended up eating alone. The location she gave me matches a restaurant on the spreadsheet. Same night, almost the same time. The other was a Friday where she said she had to step out of work early for the client lunch. She said the client was difficult. I remember it because I took a half day from work too, and she said she couldn't join me for lunch because of it. Again, same restaurant and time appear in the file. At the time, I remember I was pretty sympathetic that she had to put up with him. This is the guy she's allegedly cheating with. She's complained about him more than once, saying he's demanding, difficult, calls and emails constantly, always wants meetings rescheduled, things like that. Her manager apparently doesn't want to lose the account. I'd hear her talking about how annoying he is. If what the other woman says is true, that was all cover for their affair. The woman who contacted me said she's putting together a folder with photos and videos. She told me her divorce lawyer wants to make sure everything is time-stamped and undisputable. She says she'll send everything after there's a sizable collection. I haven't said anything to my wife yet, but things feel different now. I know she's sensing me pulling away, which isn't good for my case. She keeps asking if I'm okay. She's been randomly hugging me more, checking in on what I'm doing, I guess. I'm just acting cold without realizing. I'm trying not to be obvious, but I guess I'm failing. I haven't confronted her. Still haven't told anyone else, but I started looking into getting a lawyer. I haven't contacted one yet, but I bookmarked a few names. We live in an at-fault state. If this is what it looks like, I need to protect myself. Our only sizable asset is our home. I was the one who put down the down payment on our house all on my own. I've been paying the mortgage solo for over 2 years since she's still recovering from her student debt. I don't want to lose it because my wife couldn't keep her legs closed, allegedly. I'm hoping once I get the folder from her, it'll confirm everything or put it to rest. But from what I've seen so far, it's not looking good. Update 2. The other man's wife sent the folder. It's bad. All my doubts have been vanquished. There are dozens of high-quality, time-stamped photos. Locations include a few restaurants I know, a park not far from our house, a street festival from last fall, and even outside what looks like a hotel parking lot. In a lot of the photos, they're just meeting up, all smiles at each other, holding hands, etc. But in some of them, they're all over each other. Full-on PDA in several public spots, arms around each other. Her sitting on his lap at a brewery patio, kissing in line for food at the festival. There's one where they're in a parking lot, I think after dinner, and she's got her hand down his shirt while they're standing outside his car. In 2 different sets of pics, they're seen getting into or out of a motel. The timestamps line up perfectly with the spreadsheet. She's been living a double life all this time. Told me she had meetings, client lunches, was working late. Meanwhile, she was doing this. I contacted a lawyer the same day I opened the folder. He said, based on what I showed him and where we live, I'm in a very strong position. Since we're in an at-fault state, he told me adultery can impact the division of assets. I told him I bought the house 2 years ago and I don't want to lose it. Also, the mortgage is only in my name because her credit is in the gutter. The lawyer said there's a good chance I can keep it if we proceed with a divorce. It's not a guarantee, but a lot of the times, judges sway in favor of the non-cheating partner. He told me not to move out under any circumstances. Don't tip her off yet. Just keep putting on an indifferent front. She still doesn't know I know. She's been acting normal. But like I mentioned before, something about our dynamic has shifted. She's more careful with her phone. She's been overly affectionate at random times, like she's trying to feel out if something's wrong. I haven't confronted her yet. I've been keeping everything to myself. It's hard, but I want to do this the safe way. I'm not going to play this emotionally. The lawyer said to hold steady while we prepare. We'll be starting the formal process soon. At this point, there's no chance I'd try to fix this. Too much lying. Too much disrespect. She looked me in the eye after some of those meetings and told me she loved me. Then went back to texting him from the couch while we watched TV. To hell with her. Screw this. I'm done. Final update. It's been a few months since the last post. She still doesn't know exactly how I found out, but once she was served, she broke down. I didn't say much, just told her I knew everything and I had proof. She tried to talk, denied, then admitted parts of it, then cried. I didn't react. I moved into the guest room for a while and after 3 days told her to use the spare bedroom so I could move back in. We've been coexisting in silence mostly. She's tried to bring things up now and then, but I've shut it down each time. I didn't take too much of a financial hit. My one goal was to not lose the house, and I achieved it. I'm keeping the house. It helped that I covered the down payment fully and paid every mortgage installment alone since the beginning. It also helped that it's an at-fault state and I had everything documented. The only hit I'm taking is alimony for 3 years. We negotiated it as a lump sum payment instead of monthly. I just wanted it done. I'm a write to check and move on. She's been crying a lot lately. I've walked past her door and heard it. She reached out to friends, family, even some of mine, telling people I've shut her out, that she made a mistake, that we could have worked through it. What surprised me was how little support she got, even from her own family. A few of her friends who used to visit her regularly haven't come by. One even messaged me to say they were sorry for what I was dealing with. She tried pulling my mom aside once when she came over. My mom didn't even let her finish and said, "You made your bed." She's set to move out this Saturday. I'm going to avoid her altogether that day because I know there'll be drama. I'll need to have a few of my bros over and make sure she isn't going to run away with any of my things.